Hey everyone! Welcome back to Chill English Channel, your calm place for learning English through deep and meaningful conversations. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake. And today we're talking about something that quietly affects almost every area of our lives.
Confidence,
Decision-making,
relationships,
personal growth.
and even happiness.
Because today's topic is talking about learning to trust yourself.
That's such an important topic.
It really is. And honestly, I think many people struggle with self-trust more than they realize.
I agree.
Some people constantly doubt their decisions.
Others overthink every choice they make.
Some people always ask others what they should do.
And many people quietly wonder, what if I make the wrong decision?
Before we begin, let's ask our listeners something.
Have you ever made a decision?
And then spent hours wondering whether it was the right one?
Have you ever trusted someone else's opinion more than your own?
Or felt afraid to make a choice because you were worried about making a mistake?
If you answered yes to any of those questions, you're definitely not alone.
Learning to trust yourself is something most people spent years working on.
Especially in modern life.
Because we're constantly surrounded by advice.
Advice from social media.
Advice from friends.
Advice from family.
Advice from experts.
Advice from strangers online.
Sometimes it feels like everyone has an opinion about how we should live our lives.
That's very true.
And while advice can be helpful, it can also create confusion.
Because after hearing so many different opinions, people sometimes stop listening to themselves.
Exactly.
They start doubting their own judgment.
Judgment is an important word here.
Yes, judgment means the ability to make thoughtful decisions and form reasonable opinions.
For example, learning from experience improves judgment.
Or, good judgment often develops over time.
Another thing I've noticed is that many people believe self-trust means always being right.
That's such a common misunderstanding.
Because nobody is always right.
Nobody.
Every person makes mistakes.
Every person experiences failure.
Every person has moments of uncertainty.
So maybe self-trust isn't about always making the correct decision.
That's exactly what I think.
Then what is self-trust?
I think self-trust means believing that you can handle whatever comes next,
Wow.
even if things don't go perfectly.
That's a beautiful way to describe it.
Because life is unpredictable.
Definitely.
We can't control every outcome.
We can't eliminate every risk.
We can't guarantee success.
But we can learn to trust our ability to adapt.
Adapt is a great word.
Adapt means adjusting successfully to new situations or changes.
For example, humans are remarkably good at adapting.
Or, self-trust grows when you learn to adapt.
Another thing that damages self-trust is perfectionism.
Ah, yes.
Perfectionism often convinces people that every decision must be perfect.
The perfect job.
The perfect relationship.
The perfect opportunity.
The perfect choice.
But life rarely offers perfect options.
Usually, we're choosing between imperfect options.
That's so true.
And when people expect perfection, they become afraid of making decisions.
Because every choice feels risky.
Exactly.
Another thing that affects self-trust is our relationship with mistakes.
That's a huge one.
Many people treat mistakes as evidence that they're incapable,
Instead of seeing mistakes as part of learning.
which creates fear.
Fear of trying.
Fear of deciding.
Fear of taking action.
But if we think about it, almost everything we've learned came from mistakes.
That's actually true.
Learning to walk,
Learning to drive.
learning English,
Learning relationships.
learning life.
Growth usually includes mistakes.
And maybe confidence grows when we stop treating mistakes like disasters.
That's a powerful insight.
Another thing I've noticed is that many people don't recognize how much they've already survived.
That's such an important point.
People often focus on their current challenges.
And forget all the previous challenges they've already overcome.
Difficult conversations,
Disappointments.
failures,
Breakups.
rejections.
Uncertain periods.
Somehow they made it through all of those experiences.
Which means they're probably stronger than they realize.
Resilient is a wonderful word here.
Definitely.
Resilient means able to recover from difficulties and continue moving forward.
For example, resilient people keep growing through challenges.
Or, every difficult experience can build resilience.
Let me ask our listeners something.
Go ahead.
Think about a difficult situation you've already survived.
Maybe something that felt impossible at the time?
Something painful.
Something uncertain.
Something uncertain.
Now think about where you are today. You made it through.
You learned something.
You adapted.
You grew.
Sometimes we need to remember our own story.
Because our past experiences often contain evidence that we're more capable than we think.
Another challenge many people face is constantly seeking reassurance.
Ah, yes.
Reassurance feels comforting in the moment.
But too much reassurance can weaken self-trust over time.
Because people begin depending on others to confirm every decision.
Instead of developing confidence in their own judgment.
That's such an interesting idea.
It's like a muscle.
Self-trust?
Exactly.
The more you practice making decisions and learning from them,
the stronger your self-trust becomes.
Even when the decisions aren't perfect.
Especially when they're not perfect.
Because that's where learning happens.
And maybe one of the most important steps towards trusting yourself is realizing that you don't need to know everything before moving forward.
One idea that completely changed the way I think about self-trust is this.
What's that?
The fact that certainty is often impossible.
That's so true.
Many people spend years waiting to feel completely certain before making a decision.
They want guarantees.
They want proof.
They want to know exactly what will happen.
But life rarely works that way.
Most important decisions come with uncertainty.
Choosing a career.
Starting a business.
Moving to a new city.
Beginning a relationship.
Learning a new skill.
We usually don't know exactly how things will turn out.
And maybe that's okay.
I think it is.
Because self-trust isn't the belief that everything will work perfectly.
It's the belief that you'll figure things out along the way.
That's such a calming perspective.
It really is.
Another thing that weakens self-trust is constantly replaying past mistakes.
Ah, yes. Many people become trapped in their past decisions.
They think, I should have done this.
Or I shouldn't have done that.
Or if only I had made a different choice.
But looking back is easy because we already know what happened.
That's true.
When we made those decisions, we only had the information available at that moment.
That's such an important reminder.
Most people judge their past selves too harshly.
Harshly means in a very critical or severe way.
For example, I judged myself too harshly for that mistake.
Or many people speak to themselves more harshly than they would speak to a friend.
And honestly, if we want to trust ourselves more, we need to stop treating every mistake like a personal failure.
Instead, we can treat mistakes as information.
Information?
Yes, every mistake teaches us something.
I like that.
Some lessons are uncomfortable.
Some lessons are expensive.
Some lessons take time to understand.
But lessons help us make better decisions in the future.
Which means mistakes don't destroy self-trust.
They can actually build it.
Another thing I've noticed is that many people underestimate their intuition.
That's an interesting topic.
Intuition is difficult to explain sometimes.
It really is.
It's that quiet feeling inside that notices things before we can fully explain them logically.
For example, sometimes you meet a person and immediately feel comfortable around them.
Or uncomfortable.
Even before you know why.
Sometimes intuition is surprisingly accurate.
But many people stop listening to it because they don't trust themselves.
Of course, intuition isn't perfect.
Definitely not.
But neither is logic.
That's true.
Learning to trust yourself often means learning how to balance both.
Listening to your intuition while also thinking carefully.
Another challenge many people face is the fear of disappointing others.
Oh, that's a big one.
Sometimes people know exactly what they want.
But they're afraid other people won't approve.
Family expectations.
Social expectations.
Friends' opinions.
Cultural pressure.
And gradually, people begin living according to other people's expectations.
Instead of their own values.
Values are such an important part of self-trust.
Definitely.
Values are the principles that guide how we want to live.
Things like honesty,
Kindness,
growth,
freedom,
Integrity.
Integrity is a wonderful word.
Integrity means acting in a way that matches your values and beliefs.
For example, integrity creates self-respect.
Or, living with integrity strengthens self-trust.
That's beautiful.
Because when people consistently act against their values, they often lose trust in themselves.
But when their actions match their beliefs, confidence grows naturally.
Another thing that helps build self-trust is keeping promises to yourself,
Even very small promises.
especially small promises.
Explain that.
Well, imagine you tell yourself you'll practice English for 10 minutes every day,
Okay.
and then you actually do it,
Day after day.
week after week.
You're proving something to yourself.
Exactly.
You're proving that your words can be trusted.
That's how self-respect grows too,
Not through big speeches.
but through repeated actions.
Small actions create credibility.
Credibility is another useful word.
Credibility means being trustworthy and reliable.
For example, consistency builds credibility.
Or, I gained credibility with myself by keeping my promises.
I love that sentence.
Me too.
Another thing people often forget is that confidence usually comes after action.
Not before it.
Exactly.
Many people say, I'll trust myself when I become more confident.
But confidence often develops because you trusted yourself enough to act first.
That's a huge difference.
It really is.
Sometimes the first step feels uncomfortable.
Sometimes it feels scary,
Sometimes it feels uncertain.
but that's often where growth begins.
Let me ask our listeners something.
Go ahead.
Is there a decision you've been postponing because you're waiting to feel completely sure?
Maybe a conversation you need to have.
A goal you want to pursue?
A change you'd like to make?
Think about that for a moment.
Because waiting for perfect certainty can sometimes keep us stuck for years.
Another thing I've learned is that self-trust grows through evidence.
What kind of evidence?
Evidence from your own life.
Ah, I like that.
The times you've adapted.
The times you've recovered.
The times you've solved problems.
The times you've survived difficult situations.
The times you've kept moving forward even when life was uncertain.
When we remember those moments, we start seeing ourselves differently.
We begin recognizing our own capability.
And maybe that's one of the most powerful shifts a person can experience.
Realizing that the strength they've been searching for has been inside them all along.
And once people begin seeing that strength, trusting themselves becomes a little easier every day.
We've talked about uncertainty, mistakes, intuition, values, confidence, and the small actions that help build self-trust.
And I think we've discovered something important.
What's that?
Trusting yourself is not something that suddenly appears one day.
That's true.
It's something that grows gradually through experience,
Decision by decision,
challenge by challenge.
lesson by lesson.
Just like trust in any relationship.
That's an interesting comparison.
Think about it. When you trust another person, that trust usually develops over time.
Through consistency,
Through honesty.
through shared experiences.
And surprisingly, self-trust works in a very similar way.
We build trust with ourselves by showing up repeatedly,
By keeping promises.
by learning from mistakes instead of running from them.
And by treating ourselves with patience when things don't go perfectly.
Another thing I've noticed is that many people spend their lives searching for confidence.
That's very true.
They think confidence is something other people have,
Something they're missing.
something they'll hopefully discover someday.
But maybe confidence is not what they're actually looking for.
What do you mean?
Maybe what they're really looking for is self-trust.
That's a powerful idea.
Because confidence often changes depending on the situation.
Definitely.
A person might feel confident at work but insecure in relationships.
Or confident with friends, but nervous when speaking English.
But self-trust feels different.
How?
Self-trust says, even if I'm nervous, I can handle this.
I like that.
Self-trust says, even if I make a mistake, I'll learn from it.
That's beautiful.
Self-trust says, I don't need to know everything before I begin.
And honestly, that mindset feels very freeing.
Freeing is exactly the right word.
Because many people carry enormous pressure.
Pressure to be right.
Pressure to be perfect.
Pressure to have all the answers.
But life was never meant to be lived that way.
Nobody has all the answers.
Nobody.
Even the people who seem confident are often figuring things out as they go.
That's comforting to remember.
It really is.
Another thing that helps people trust themselves is becoming comfortable with uncertainty.
That's a lesson many adults eventually learn.
Because uncertainty isn't a problem that can be completely solved.
It's part of being human.
We don't know exactly what the future holds.
We never will.
But we can learn to face uncertainty with courage.
And courage is not the absence of fear.
It's moving forward despite fear.
Exactly.
Another thing I love about self-trust is that it creates peace.
Explain that.
Well, when people stop questioning every decision they've ever made,
They gain mental freedom.
when they stop needing constant reassurance,
They gain emotional freedom.
when they stop trying to control every possible outcome,
Life becomes lighter.
that's such a beautiful thought.
And I think many people need to hear that today.
Especially in a world where we're constantly told to optimize everything,
Improve everything.
perfect everything.
Sometimes the healthiest thing we can do is trust ourselves a little more.
Another important lesson is that self-trust grows through action, not endless thinking.
Ah, yes.
Overthinking often creates the illusion of progress.
But thinking and deciding are not the same thing.
Sometimes people spend months analyzing a decision,
When what they really need is experience.
because experience teaches lessons that thinking alone cannot teach.
That's so true.
Life often becomes clearer after action.
Not before it.
Let me ask you something, Jake.
Sure.
If someone listening today struggles to trust themselves, what's one thing they could start doing immediately?
I would start very small.
Small?
Very small.
Why?
Because people often try to transform their lives overnight.
That's true.
Instead, I would encourage them to make one small promise to themselves and keep it.
Such as?
Maybe practicing English for 10 minutes a day.
That's manageable.
Maybe taking a short walk every evening.
Also manageable.
The goal isn't the habit itself.
Then what's the goal?
The goal is proving to yourself that your own word matters.
Wow.
Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen the relationship you have with yourself.
That's one of the most powerful ideas we've discussed today.
I think so too.
Before we finish, let's do a little speaking practice together.
If possible, try answering these questions out loud.
First question. What does trusting yourself mean to you?
Second question, why do people often doubt themselves?
Third question. What experiences have made you stronger?
Fourth question, how can mistakes help people grow?
And fifth question. What is one decision you've been afraid to make?
Try using some of today's sentence patterns.
For example,
I'm learning to trust myself by...
or,
One challenge that made me stronger was...
or.
I'm becoming more confident because...
Speaking out loud helps transform passive listening into active communication.
And it helps emotional English become more natural and fluent.
Before we finish today's conversation, let's quickly review what we've talked about.
We discussed self-trust, confidence, uncertainty, intuition, values, resilience, and personal growth.
We explored why mistakes are not proof of failure and why confidence often grows through action.
We learned useful vocabulary and natural English expressions related to trust, decision-making, and self-development.
Most importantly, we talked about something that many people quietly struggle with.
Believing in themselves.
And maybe one of the biggest lessons from today's conversation is this.
You don't need to have all the answers before moving forward.
You don't need perfect certainty.
You don't need perfect confidence.
You simply need to trust that whatever happens, you'll learn, adapt, and continue growing.
Because you've already done it before.
More times than you probably realize.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
What is one area of your life where you'd like to trust yourself more?
Your career,
Your relationships?
your goals,
Your decisions?
your decisions.
Write your answer in the comments. You can begin your sentence like this.
I would like to trust myself when...
We always enjoy reading your answers.
And it's a wonderful way to practice your English writing skills.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to Chill English channel.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Keep learning, keep growing. And remember, sometimes the person you've been waiting to believe in you.
Is yourself.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you next time.